Hi folks, welcome back to the Hoard. My son's been after me to bring this thing back to life. I always referred to this style bike as kind of a crotch rocket, and the story on it is it came from the Rhinebeck Car Show. I think it was 3 years ago this past spring. I think it's been floating around for a few years. It came here for a short period of time. It ran. My son took it over to a buddy's house and they beat the heck out of it. And then it came back here. In the United States, this is not street legal. It doesn't have, proper lights on it front and back. And I don't think those tires would be considered street legal either. I think it's also considered too small, though there are bikes out there that aren't all that much bigger than that is. It's got the I think it's a typical 110cc. It does have a hand clutch that's a little soft there. It does have a hand clutch, and I believe it has a 4-speed transmission. When he first got it, it was a lot better shape than this. It's been left kind of outside to deteriorate. I just dragged it out of the bushes to see what kind of shape it's in, and basically to let him know whether, hey, it really doesn't pay. I think I'm just going to part it out, or if I am going to bring it back to life. Generally speaking, I don't like to ride bikes like this. I just feel as if, you're kind of like riding around in the fetal position, all kind of tucked into a ball. Strikes me as if after you crash, you can put yourself in the fetal position. Why be in the fetal position for the whole ride? I don't like being in that position while riding either, because when you're all kind of crouched up, it's kind of hard, to have a good idea what's going on, particularly behind you. So I don't like these kind of bikes on road or off-road, particularly off-road. It just, when I rode it around, it felt like I had a lot of weight on the front wheel. It really felt like, it wanted to go, ass over tea kettle. And I didn't like the bike. He liked it. I didn't care for this bike. Anyway, I dragged it over, and the tires seem to be holding air, which is the first good sign. They're not on the ground and all cracked, so that's positive. I don't know what this whole brake and foot peg apparatus here needs a little love and attention. You shouldn't leave your foot peg hanging like that, because if you bring it into a turn, you could pivot off the foot peg, lift the back wheel off the ground, and then go shooting off into the buckwheat. Obviously, this is an off-road bike, but even with that, it's best to stay up so that your feet are down and your head is up, I'm not quite sure what all that situation is back there. So anyway, the first thing is it does appear to be holding air. It does appear a little rusty. The key is there, which is a good sign. I guess I can throw a kick into it, see what it sounds like. So let's give that a shot next. Ugh. If there's like a bee's nest and bees start, going up my shorts here and biting the heck out of me, you guys will get to see a nice little dance. Harvey doing the dance. Yeah. Oh, there's a little plaque on there. I'll shoot some video of that in a minute. So, what do I feel like? No matter which way I move this thing, I'm going to end up tearing a shin. So it does quasi-kick. Plastic gas tank. Doesn't appear to be any gas in it. If I'm lucky, he ran it out of gas. Because if you run him out of gas, that puts less stuff into the carburetor. Looks like it's got a number thing in here so you could tell what gear you're in, speed. I don't know if this temperature thing works. The choke doesn't pull, but the throttle turns. I think it had electric start off, so if I recall. Anyway, given that it's not seized up, and given that it still does have compression, it looks like there's going to be a part 2 of this video. I think if one takes all the plastic off, this bike gets a lot smaller. I don't think it weighs much. We'll lift it up in a second. I noticed this little plaque over here. Date of manufacture 0708. So some countries put the 07 as in 2007, some then 08 would be August of 07, and some people turn it around so that the 08 is the year and 07 would be July. So yeah, I'm not this is either an 07 or an 08, and it looks like a super, it says super power speed there, and here it says 5SpeedNumber1, or just SpeedNumber1. So I'm not quite sure. I think SpeedNumber1 is super power speed. I don't know. What do we want to call this? It's got many more SpeedNumber1 stickers on it. So let's go with the SpeedNumber1. And once again, it has your typical basic. I believe it's a 110 or a 125. I'm not positive which one it is. It's bigger than a 90, as I recall. And I seem to recall that it was pretty strong, like kick your butt strong. Anyway, so let's call this intro to this project. It looks like it has the potential to run again. And then on the next videos, we'll do a couple of videos of what it takes to bring this thing back. I mean, just what I need, another project. But you know, you got kids, you should try to spend some quality time with them. And once I get it running, he'll ride this thing and I'll be on perhaps one of the Baja Warriors, or the Speed Defies Gravity with the Lifron upgrade, and we'll be out riding together. That's always a good thing. Just wouldn't be a bad bike out where my older son lives in Pennsylvania, because the cops aren't so pesty about you know, being on the road a little bit with this stuff. He's kind of in a real rural area, and this would be a fun bike to be able to ride on his back roads. You don't have to look so much over your shoulder. Where I live here, the roads are pretty busy, crowded, too many folks around, too many folks not paying attention to how they're driving, and they don't quite look out for motorcyclists. So around here, this bike would be no fun. You can't keep your eye on the guy who's about to run you down from behind. Alright folks, I want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. I want you to keep your feet down, keep your heads up, and please get out there and enjoy all your days. Bye now folks.